What's up guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sizwe. I'm a personal trainer from Midrand, and today we're going to be talking about the 6 exercises you need to be doing in order to grow your arms. Now before jumping into the exercises, it's important to understand the anatomy of your arms. Your arms are broken down into 3 parts. The front part, and the most common part, is the biceps or the biceps brachii. And the second part is on the side, which people don't actually notice, but it's right here. That is the biceps brachialis. And then the third one is behind your arm, and these ones are called the triceps. These are broken down into 3 parts. Most upper body exercises are going to stimulate your biceps and your triceps. So for example, when you're training your back, that will stimulate a part of your bicep. And then when you're training your chest or your shoulders, that will stimulate your triceps. However, I do believe that in order to grow your arms and to ensure that they're growing at the same rate as every other upper body part, you need to be having a specific day for them. So in this video, I'm going to break down the top 3 exercises for each body part. So 3 for your biceps and then 3 for your triceps. Quite simply put, in order to grow your biceps, you need to curl. And this can be done in a number of ways, whether that be the standing barbell curl, the standing cable curl, the standing alternating dumbbell curl, or the seated alternating dumbbell curls. Now I think the best one is the one that you're most comfortable with, and I think for me that is the standing barbell curl. It's a bread and butter for growing your biceps. Right, so for this one, 2 things that you need to be wary of. Number 1 is your form, and number 2, the weight that you're lifting. It's very common for people to be using too much weight and too much leverage when it comes to this exercise. Now you will find that the more weight you use and the more reps that you do, the more likely the chances are for you to cheat at the last couple of reps. Now, I don't think that's such a bad thing. I think there's actually a use for it in a program. But what you want to do is you want to keep your form as strict as possible throughout the reps. So for example, if you are doing 10 reps, at least 7 to 8 of them should be as strict as possible. And then the last 2, you can get away with a little bit of cheating here and there. Second exercise I like to do is the machine preacher curl. I like this exercise because it is an isolation movement. What you'll find when you're doing biceps and other biceps exercises such as the barbell curl is that there's a lot of leverage coming from other muscles such as your lower back and your shoulders and sometimes even your legs. With the preacher curl, you're forced to isolate the biceps. I like to do these single hand. I found that my left bicep is actually quite stronger than my right bicep. So I don't like to do 2 hands at the same time because I'm not getting the most out of both arms. So what I like to do is to do it single arm. I put my chest against the pad. I fully extend my arm. I try not to extend it to the bottom though. So I like to keep the tension on the bicep. I don't want to keep my arm straight down. I also feel like that hurts my elbows a little bit. So my arm is going to be slightly bent. And I try my best to keep my tricep and my armpits and my chest on the pad as I curl it up. I don't try and lift my shoulders because I'm trying not to use any leverage in this movement. It's purely the biceps. Once I get it to the top, I'll slowly lower the weight, almost like 2 or 3 seconds eccentric. In that way, I'm keeping full tension on my biceps. There's more growth, there's more hypertrophy. Finally, my third favorite exercise is the dumbbell hammer curl. So this is not going to directly work the biceps. It's actually going to work the brachialis, which is on the side of your arm here, which will make your arm appear much bigger from the side. So I like to do these standing against the wall. Why? Simply because I don't want to cheat. I find that with this exercise, just like the barbell curl, you're very strong, you can move a lot of weight, and the chances of you cheating, using your shoulders and using your traps become quite higher compared to when you're doing a strict curl like a seated dumbbell curl, for example. So what I like to do here is put myself up against the wall. I'll still recheck my scapula, pull my shoulders back, chest out, and then slowly bring the weight up at the same time. I like to do these in a straight line. I don't like to do, some people like to almost like twist their wrist at the top. I like to just keep it straight. As soon as my arms are 90 degrees, as soon as I feel like my forearms are touching against my biceps, that's when I lower the weight back down, nice and slowly, eccentric again, 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, moving on to triceps. So as the name suggests, the triceps is broken down into 3 different muscles. You have the short head of the tricep, the long head, and then you have the medial head. The exercises that I'm going to be describing right now are exercises that are going to be hitting each and every head at the same time. So my first and favorite exercise when doing triceps is the standing overhead extension. I like to do this standing over sitting because I feel that it just engages my core better, makes it a lot stronger, and also my lower back, it makes it a lot stronger as well. You want to have your elbows in a straight line, strict position. You don't want them to flare out. And all you want to do here is just extend your forearms. That's all you got to think about, extending your forearms. A lot of the time you might be thinking of pressing, so using your shoulders. You shouldn't do that. What you want to do is just extend the bottom part of your arms, your forearms, until your palms are facing the ceiling. Once you get to the top, slowly lower the weight down and repeat for as many reps as possible. Second exercise is the easy bar cable press down. So what I like to do here, also I want to retract my scapula, but I want to be standing close to an upright position. Keep my elbows tucked into my midsection, and again, I want my elbows and my forearms to be at a 90-degree angle. Lower the weight without flaring out your elbows. A lot of people will move their elbows up and down. You want to try and keep your elbows at the same position throughout this movement. Lower the weight, and as soon as you feel that your triceps are under full extension, that's when you want to bring them up again. So a lot of the time, you find that people will fully extend their elbow. What will happen here is you're going to move tension away from your tricep and then move it to your elbow. You don't want to put tension on your joints. You want to keep as much of the tension on your muscles. So slightly, so don't fully extend, almost, you want to have like a slight bend in your elbow and then bring the weight up again. Third exercise that I like to do is a body weight skull crusher. So instead of using weights, I like to use my body weights. I just find that there's more engagement in my tricep. I get a better pump when I do this exercise. And also, it just makes me feel stronger. So if you can handle your body weight, you're pretty much strong. And that's what you always want to do. So someone who can handle their body weight is strong. You want that. Sometimes you don't need resistance from weights. Sometimes your body is just enough. Alright guys, so that's it. Those are my top 6 arm exercises. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative. I'll see you with the next one. Bye.